Good morning, everyone. My name is Deepika. I'm from SNS College of Engineering. Today, I'm going to take a topic about the case study of key management. This comes under algorithms of RSA algorithm and comes under the topic of cryptography. So let's get into the slides, okay? So first, key management is nothing but the two keys. It is a private key and a public key. It is a key management is nothing but the security, confidentiality, authentication. So the cryptographic keys of a virtual part of security system. It is mainly focused for encryption and decryption. Okay, so the key management is a process of putting certain standards in place to ensure the security of cryptographic keys in an organization. Key management deals with the creation, exchange, storage, and deletion. It all comes under confidentiality, authentication, security. So they also deal with the members' access of keys. The compromise of any cryptographic key should lead to the collapse of an organization entire security infrastructure. The attacker of decrypt sensitive, so the attackers may decrypt the plain text, I mean ciphertext, in order to protect the data from them. A security is needed for that. In that, it comes under a key management. So first, let us see why key management is important. Key management forms basic of all data security. Data is encrypted and decrypted, vice versa. Like with an encrypted keys, it may be in every algorithm it differs, and a private key and a public key. Whereas once you use the common keys, it is a public key, or a common keys, it's a private key. An asymmetric USB, both a private and in public. So it depends upon the key management systems. So keys also ensure the safe transmission. The key plays an entire role in the transmission of data from one to another. With authentication method, line coding signing, attackers could pretend to be trusted service like Microsoft by giving victims computers malware. But in this, if a key management is weak, the computer's malware act as a steal or poorly protected. These are two types of key: symmetric and asymmetric. Symmetric keys has a common key and asymmetric has a different keys. It is like private and public. Symmetric keys deals with the data at rest which is stored in a static. Symmetric data is static, and symmetric key uses same key in both encryption and decryption. Example, data is stored in the database. Once authorized user attempts to access the procedure, it is decrypted. It is an example of symmetric encryption, plain text, and we have a both the keys, but both we have a encryption and decryption. But in both this, we have only one secret key for maintaining it. The other type of cryptographic key is asymmetric key. In this, we have a little more complicated than symmetric key in order for security to strengthen the security purpose. Two keys, that is, one is a private key and one is a public key. Instead of using the same key of both encryption and decryption, two separate keys are used in an encryption and decryption of data. These types are created as a pair of keys. They say it is not a pair separate keys, it is a pair of keys. One is a private and one is a public. So public key is a pair of symmetric keys mainly used for encrypting the data. In this, the public key is used for encrypted and the private key has an individually every person must have a private key. That is the main difference in that. And the private key is used for the decryption of data encrypted into public key. Asymmetric keys focus on encrypting data in motion. When transporting sensitive data, most encryption processes use both symmetric. Mostly, it depends upon the designer or encrypting data. They can design the program within symmetric keys or asymmetric key. It depends upon the programmer. So the data is first encrypted by the rest of symmetric encryption key. How key management works? Okay. So first it is we have to generate the key, and the key has to be distributed for the both the users, and we have to use the keys in a correct way. If a public key and private key is a vice versa, then it will be the we can't get the output. So the public key has to be given to the encryption and the private key has to be given to the decryption person. And storage of data, it must be very confidential, where we have to store all the data in the private. And rotation like we have a circular rotation for an encryption, decryption, ciphertext with a plain text or ciphertext, and backup recovery. If in case of the hacker hacks it and converts the original data and changes the data, we have to have a backup or recovery. With the backup and recovery, we can recover our data, revocation and destruction also. According to the destruction, we coming to the point of destruction, and revocation also comes under this. And I hope that you have some idea of key management. Thank you. We'll see some other topics in the next session. Thank you.